The small town of Elkwood was known for its perfect winter ambiance. Snow blanketed the streets with a thick carpet. Houses were adorned with bright Christmas lights, and a massive Christmas tree decorated with golden ornaments and sparkling garlands stood in the middle of the town square. On New Year's Eve, the townsfolk bustled with activity. Some were decorating their homes, others baking festive pies, while children rode sleds, relishing the first day of winter vacation. But not everyone noticed the strange changes in the atmosphere. The air was unnaturally cold, as if the forest surrounding Elkwood was silently watching every step. In a house on the edge of town lived the Carter family. Ben, his wife Emma, and their 10-year-old son Timmy. They had moved there a few years ago, seeking refuge from the noise of the big city. At first glance, their life seemed idyllic. Timmy eagerly anticipated New Year's Day. His parents had promised him a big gift, a dog. But in the days leading up to the holiday, the boy began to notice strange things. His room grew colder, even though the radiators were hot. Handprints, resembling those of a child, appeared on the windows. And at night, he heard footsteps in the attic, though his parents assured him it was just mice. "Mom, what are those footprints in the snow?" Timmy asked one morning, peering out the window. In the yard, he could clearly see bare footprints leading toward the forest. Emma hesitated. "Probably just some animals." "Don't pay attention, sweetheart." Even Ben felt something was amiss, as though the very air in the house had grown heavier. On the evening of December 30th, there was a knock at the Carter's door. A man in a long black coat stood on the doorstep. "Good evening," he said politely, though his voice sounded cold. "I'm Detective Henry Crow. I'm conducting an investigation." "What's happened?" Ben asked, feeling uneasy. "Nothing serious. It's just that several children have gone missing in the town over the past week. I'm checking every home. Have you seen anything unusual?" Ben and Emma shook their heads. Timmy, who had been eavesdropping, felt a chill run down his spine. Missing children? He thought about the footprints outside his window. "If you see anything strange, call me immediately," Crow said, handing them a business card. "And never go into the forest, especially at night." After he left, Emma locked the door with all the bolts. That night, Timmy once again heard strange noises. This time, they came not from the attic, but from the yard. He cautiously approached the window and saw something terrifying. In the middle of the snowy yard stood a girl. She was wearing a light white dress, and her bare feet sank into the snow. She was staring directly at him. "Who are you?" Timmy whispered. The girl suddenly raised her hand and pointed toward the forest. Then, she vanished as if she had never been there. The next morning, Timmy told his parents what he had seen, but they dismissed it. "You just had a bad dream, darling," Emma said. But the boy knew it was real. On December 31st, everyone was busy preparing for the celebration. Ben was putting up lights on the house, and Emma was setting the festive table. Timmy, however, couldn't stop thinking about the girl. Something was drawing him to the forest. When the clock struck 10, Timmy couldn't resist any longer. He put on his coat, quietly opened the back door, and headed toward the trees. The snow crunched under his feet, and the moonlight lit his path. The forest seemed alive, whispering to him. "Timmy," a voice called softly. It was quiet but unmistakable. The boy turned and saw the girl. She stood beneath a massive fir tree. Her dress glowed in the moonlight. "You need to go home," he said. "I have no home anymore," she replied, her voice as cold as the winter wind. "But now you'll be with me." Suddenly, the ground beneath Timmy began to give way. He screamed, but something grabbed his legs and pulled him down. Timmy woke up in a dark place. Only the faint light of the flashlight he had brought with him illuminated the space. He realized he was underground. Around him were many toys, old gift boxes, and remnants of Christmas decorations. But the most horrifying thing was the skeletons of children lying nearby. They wore Christmas pajamas, and their faces were frozen in masks of terror.
They all wanted to take my gifts,
A voice said. Timmy looked up and saw a figure. It wasn't the girl. It was something monstrous. Its eyes glowed red, and blood dripped from its mouth.
Now you'll be my gift,
It said, moving closer. Ben and Emma, noticing their son's absence, called the police. Henry Crow quickly organized a search party. They all headed into the forest. There's something here, the detective said as they reached the massive fir tree. Crow ordered them to dig beneath the tree, and within minutes, they uncovered a tunnel leading underground. Ben was the first to descend. He found Timmy just in time. The creature was almost upon him, but Crow fired his shotgun, forcing it to retreat. "Quickly!" he shouted. Everyone emerged to the surface, and the police sealed the tunnel with explosives, destroying the lair. Timmy was saved, but he was never the same again. He no longer smiled and was terrified of even approaching the forest. The creature was gone, but its shadow lingered. Elkwood remembered the story for years. The forest was renamed the Forbidden Woods, and the Carter family decided to leave the town forever. But locals say that if you venture into the woods on New Year's Eve, you can still hear whispers and see barefoot footprints in the snow.